Hey, what's up guys, it's me Mike, and today I'm going to show you guys how to mess around with the extrusion options and the bevel options and XARA 3D 7. Now this applies to pretty much all the XARA 3D versions. This is just the one I'm using. Alright, so I start off with a white on white, right, and I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Alright, so as you can see, I just did a freehand with the extrusion of the text. So as you can see, I can make it as wide as I want or as thin as I want, right? So that's just that. That's just, by changing the cursor, just hover over a certain area of the text. So if you're on the front face of the text, you can go ahead and move it and direct it any way you want. And when you go over to where this side of the text, you'll see like a little 3D square or rectangle, and if you move it towards your left or your right is bringing it out, your left is bringing it in. I could be wrong, but yeah, you'll see when you use it. Alright, so that's just that. Now that's just freehand doing it. Within the options of the extrusion options, you could go ahead and change the depth of it, less or more depending on how you want it to look like. And it only goes up to 100 here, but you could go ahead and of course increase it as much as you want, like I said. So I just went up to 150, but like I said, the cursor, the little thing, only goes up to 100. Figuring only people would use 100. Who knows? I don't know. Alright, so it's gonna bring that back down, and so that's that. Now you do have the option to change it from matte or glossy. So as you see, there's the glossy highlights on it. You could change that to matte, so that way it's just a overall nice looking text without all the glossy. And another thing you can change is how it looks. Even though it's 3D, you can just take out the back face, which you don't see right now because the front face is still there. But if we go all the way to the back of the text, maybe this will work if I change the color a little bit. So I'm going to change the text, overall text itself, and the text sides to blue. A darkish blue. There we go. Alright, so cool. So as you can see, there's the back of my text is pretty much hollowed out. So there's the front, there's the front of my text right here. Let me show you. Here's the front of my text with the red, right? You'll never know. But when you start going over to the back of my text is all hollowed out. There's no back to my text. So when I go back to extrusion options and put back the back of my text, everything is like a solid piece. But if I remove the front, it does that same effect, except the front is all hollowed out like that. Alright, so that's that. So I'm just going to put that back and put it back to gloss. Alright, now the bevel options. Bevel options are pretty cool because that alters the way the text is. So this is the Arial black font, and you can't really customize an Arial black because that's what it comes in. Just Arial, and there's no other different bold, italic, or whatever to it. It's just Arial black. But with the bevel options, you can do a different types of bevels to the text itself. So as you can see, just the way it looks, you can tell. I'm just going a 30-degree bevel, and you could change the different the way the edges are. It could be really sharp or it could be rounded. So depending if you're like ready, if you wanted a certain look, you can change that. So I'm gonna leave it at the sharp one. A 60-degree bevel. You got completely rounded, smooth A, smooth B, and there's so many options here. Squared. We got a fancy cut, angled, curved. I really like the curved one. It looks really smooth. I used the curved one in a couple of my tutorials before. This one is curved. Angled, so it looks really like a diamond type thing. We have rolled. See that effect? We got bumpy. So to kind of see that a little bit, just extend it. We got the bumpy text. rigid. This one looks pretty cool, but depending on, like I said, your project and what you're planning on doing, I'm just gonna go ahead and go down. I'm not gonna do too much of this. There we go. So there's so many different options you can do with the bevels. So I typically stay with rounded or none. And yeah, and that's the bevel option. And then you, like I said, you can increase the depth of those options. So let's say I did rounded and the depth is at 108, so I can change how round it gets, or just, you know, just go crazy and make it look like a mushroom or a balloon or something like that, you know. So that's some of the cool options you can do with altering the extrusion and bevel options within XARA 3D7. In my next tutorial, I will be talking about textures and doing different animations with your text. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.